Hey class, Prof JC here. It is good to be back with you. It feels like it's been several weeks since we've done this, the old podcast, and so I've missed doing this. And I figured that this would be a good way to kind of lead us up into Thanksgiving week. Next week is Thanksgiving week. You will have no work to do then. And so this podcast, I thought what we'd do this week is we would kind of combine gratitude, which is what this whole season is about, right? Thanksgiving. So we combine gratitude and integrity and talk about what these two things mean. So that's what I want to do with you today. Before I do that, I want to share with you what my definition of gratitude is. And I want you to maybe accept this today as your definition of gratitude, at least for this assignment. And here's my definition of gratitude. It goes like this. Gratitude is acceptance. Let me back that up. Gratitude is awareness, acceptance, and appreciation for all that life has brought to you, all that life is bringing to you, and all that life will bring to you. Okay? Gratitude is the awareness, acceptance, and appreciation of all that life has brought to you, is bringing to you, and will bring to you. It is such a centering concept when we think about it like that. Okay? So that means in the good moments, I'm grateful and I say thank you. In the negative moments, though, the moments we don't think are the moments we should be expressing gratitude, we are also expressing gratitude in those moments as well. I explained this in the other class, how gratitude, it just centers us, right? So when we're going through something really, really great, okay, or we've done something really great, it's easy for us to look at ourselves and say, look how good I am, because look at what this thing I just did, or whatever it is, and we start bragging, and in our mind we get kind of puffed up and think how good we are. Gratitude brings us back down through humility, because when we start expressing gratitude for whatever that thing is, we start recognizing all the people and all the things that had to take place to make that thing that we did well to make that happen. Okay, so it brings us humility, it brings us focus in the middle of that. When we're really down and something is upsetting to us, okay, gratitude can help to bring us back up. It brings us back to center, because we understand the good things we have in life. And even if, maybe one of the things that we're grateful for, and I know that I've seen this in my own life, that when we express gratitude for the hard times, we begin to see our own responsibility in that. And so then it helps to even us out, because now that I can see my responsibility in this situation, now it means that moving forward, I actually have agency. I can do something about this moving forward. And so that's why it's important to have gratitude. That's why it's important to have gratitude. So that's our definition. Just remember that, put that in the back of your mind. And now let's kind of move forward with what we want to talk about today. Gratitude and integrity are two principles that, when combined, have the power to shape our lives in profound and meaningful ways. Gratitude is the recognition of the good in our lives, while integrity is the commitment to live consistently with our values. We've talked about that before. Integrity, a lot of people think it's this idea of, well, let me just be a good person. That's not what it is. It's just being consistent with who you are, with your values, your principles, who you are as a person, okay? Be that, whatever that thing is. Live with integrity. Some people are going to like you, some people aren't. Your job is to live with integrity. Okay. Together, these two qualities form the foundation of a life that is both purposeful and fulfilling. So let's talk about gratitude a little bit as the lens through which we can see the world. Gratitude is not just a polite expression of thanks. It's a perspective, a way of seeing the world. It reminds us that we are not self-made. We just talked about that. Okay. But instead deeply connected to the efforts and kindness of others. Every success we achieve is often the result of countless contributions from people around us. That's why it's so important to have gratitude when we have success, because we're able to see what everyone else has done around us to help us achieve that success. It's not just about us. A teacher who believed in us, a parent who sacrificed for us, or a friend who offered encouragement during difficult times. Each of these acts contributes to who we are today. When we live with gratitude, we shift our focus from what is missing in our lives to what we already have. This shift from scarcity to abundance is transformative, and it really is, okay? If you can get this, okay? Because it's easy to be negative. Our brains are wired for negativity, and we could talk about that all day. We don't have time to talk about that. Our brains are there to help us survive, right? They're not necessarily there to help us thrive. Gratitude is what lifts us from survival to thriving, right? We're able to think differently about life as opposed to just negative, 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 everything in the world around us that is negative. And I'll tell you this, the more you think positive, and this sounds cheesy, but I'm just trying to tell you, the more you think positive, the better things that life brings your way, right? We really do attract who we are. And so if you're looking around life, you're not exactly happy with what you see, I would challenge you and say, okay, what have I done to attract this? Okay. And what can I do better? And oftentimes if you can start with the thinking and start to think more positive, it leads to better actions, and better actions leads to better people being attracted to us, better opportunities, better all that kind of stuff. It sounds cheesy, but I'm just trying to tell you it is true. Okay. As someone who grew up in a trailer park back in the Rust Belt, okay, as poor as you possibly can be, and I still have a long way to go, but I look at the life that I currently have. I will tell you from my own self, it was when I finally got to gratitude. That's when everything in life began to take off. And I want the same thing for you. Okay. This shift from scarcity to abundance is transformative. It allows us to find joy, and even in challenging circumstances, that fuels resilience during hardship. Gratitude is not complacency. It is empowerment. It enables us to recognize the gifts that we've been given and encourages us to use them wisely. Your gratitude is also a powerful tool for connection. When we express gratitude to others, we strengthen our relationships and build trust. It reminds the people around us that they are seen, valued, and appreciated. In a world that often rushes forward without pausing to reflect, gratitude is a grounding force that helps us stay connected to what truly matters. Now let's talk about integrity, and then we'll mix the two of them together. Living true to who you are, and we know this because we've talked about this in the class. While gratitude is about recognizing the gifts in our lives, integrity is about honoring those gifts by living a life consistent with our values. Integrity is more than just doing the right thing when no one is watching. Again, that's how a lot of people say it is, but that's not really the best. It is a definition of integrity, but it's not the best one. Integrity is about being the same person in every circumstance, just being who you are. Okay. It means that our words and actions align with our beliefs, and that we are trustworthy in both our public and private lives. Integrity does not demand perfection. We're all human. We all fall short at times, but integrity does require us to be honest when we make mistakes, to take responsibility, and to strive to make things right. It calls us to prioritize long-term character over short-term gain, even when the path is difficult. Okay. When we do live with integrity, okay, that means we're going to make mistakes because because we're human and we're fallible. And so we're going to think short term because that's how our brain wants us to think. Gratitude is a powerful tool that helps us pull back and begin to think from a long-term perspective. Okay. And that helps us make better decisions. It helps us to prioritize our integrity, our authenticity. Do we really want to lose our authenticity and integrity for a short-term gain and lose? It's almost like, losing the war, but winning the battle. I'd rather lose a few battles, but make sure I win the war. And that's what gratitude helps us to do. It helps us to see long-term. Okay. Living with integrity can feel challenging in a world that often rewards shortcuts and compromises. However, it is worth remembering that at the end of our lives, and that's what's key, at the end of our lives, what truly matters is not just what we have accomplished, but who we've become in the process. And that's key right there. Okay. I certainly want that for myself, and I want that for you as well. And I want you just to become who you are, to move in the direction that you're meant to. Right? To every single year, get to know yourself better and keep moving in that direction. A life of integrity allows us to face ourselves with pride, knowing we have lived authentically and honorably. So where's the intersection of gratitude and integrity? Here it is. Gratitude and integrity are deeply interconnected. Gratitude inspires us to live with integrity because it grounds us in humility and reminds us of our responsibilities to other people. When we are grateful for the opportunities and relationships that have shaped our lives, we feel a sense of duty to honor them through our actions. For example, consider the trust others place in us. Gratitude for that trust motivates us to act with integrity, ensuring that we do not take it for granted. Likewise, a life of integrity reinforces gratitude as it deepens our appreciation for the relationships and opportunities we've nurtured through honesty and consistency. Together, gratitude and integrity create a virtuous cycle. Gratitude reminds us of the good in our lives, while integrity enables us to honor that goodness through our actions. This combination not only enriches our own lives, but also inspires and uplifts those around us. So here's our call to action today. Cultivating a life of gratitude and integrity requires intentional effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. To live with gratitude, start by reflecting on the good in your life each day. Writing down even small moments of joy or acts of kindness can transform your perspective over time. Gratitude is a habit that grows stronger with practice, reshaping the way we experience the world. To live with integrity takes, let me back that up. To live with integrity, take time to reflect on your values. Ask yourself if your actions align with those values. You know, the other day I'm out and I've got my own values written down. I've got 5 of them. 6 of them. Calm, cool, collected, centered, consistent, courageous. These are 6 things I want to be every single day. Calm, cool, collected, centered, consistent, and courageous. And the other day I'm out driving, and San Diego has, in my opinion, the worst drivers. That's just my opinion. And you say, no, that's not true. You haven't been to New York or LA or Miami, JC. No, I've been to all 3. I've driven in all 3 of those places. New York City, LA, and Miami. And they have aggressive drivers in those places, but I have found that they're actually pretty good drivers. They're just really confident. They're really aggressive. Here, I just can't put my finger on it. So the other day I'm driving, and it was over in Mission Valley area. And I think I'm heading to the campus there at Mission Valley, and I found myself, I forget exactly where I was. And so I think I'd taken a wrong turn. So I'm trying to get back to where I am. And this young person just cuts me off to the point that I almost hit their car. And I'm more mad. I mean, I've got insurance, right? But I'm more mad about the fact that if I hit you, then this is going to be, just another thing to worry about that I don't need to worry about right now. So I'm upset. So I honk my horn. I lay on my horn. And then they lay on their horn, and then she flips me off. And then what do I do back? Well, I'll let you use your own imagination. To the point where I'm driving up next to her, and she's sitting there and she's talking to me like this. She's got her hands out. But why? I'm driving this, you driving this, and you get in front of. But why? And I didn't say something. I said a couple, but they weren't nice. What I said to her. And I'm driving, and this was some young lady, probably in her late 20s or something. I'm 45. I teach leadership for a living. I should know better. And so I'm driving away, and I was like, JC, what got into you? You were not living in that moment on your values, right? This is why, I wasn't living in integrity in that moment. Okay. Or maybe I was living in integrity. I don't know. Maybe that's actually who I am, but that's why values are so important, because they help to, they help to align us. They help to, when our survival brain takes over, right? Our values help to line us back up and say, this is not the person I want to be. It's not, in that moment, I was not calm, cool, collected, or centered, right? Maybe I felt courageous in the moment, but it sure wasn't a courageous action long term. So I say all that to say the same thing goes for you. I'm sure there are things that happen in your life every single day, and you look back and you say, I'm not aligned with my values. That's why we talk about this, okay? So again, ask yourself if your actions align with those values. If they do not, consider what changes you can make to live more authentically, okay? Integrity is not about being perfect, thank goodness, because I certainly did not have a perfect moment, a few days ago. But striving for consistency and accountability. A life of gratitude and integrity leaves a lasting legacy. It is not defined solely by accomplishments and accolades, but by the relationships we build and the trust we inspire. It is the kind that lifts others, honors the blessings we have received, and leaves the world better than we found it. And not just leaves the world better than we found it, leaves the people around us better than we found them. That's when you know that you're doing something great, when the people around you are better because they've spent time with you. Gratitude and integrity are not just ideals, they are daily practices that together create a life of meaning and substance. So let us strive to live such lives that celebrate the gifts we've been given and honor them through our actions. That's what I want for you. It's what I want for me. So I just want you to take some time this week and next week to just reflect on all of this, okay? How can gratitude help me live a life of integrity? 2 quick questions I have for you to answer for this week. What is the definition of gratitude that I gave to you? Okay, don't just write your definition. What's the definition that I shared with you early in the podcast? And then just a reflection question. How do you believe, based on what we've talked about today, how can gratitude help you to live a life of integrity? How can gratitude help you to live a life of integrity? And then your homework for next week. Well, there is no homework for next week. I just want you to eat lots of turkey, lots of mashed potatoes and stuffing, or whatever it is that you do, tamales, or, whatever it is that you do on Thanksgiving. Do that. Spend time with good people, friends, family, or if you're an introvert like me and you just need an entire week by yourself, take that and have fun doing that as well. But I hope it's a great week for you, whatever it needs to be. And I want you to know that I'm grateful for every single one of you. I'm grateful that you're in this class. I'm grateful that you've chosen Point Loma. And I'm grateful that I've been able to play just a small part in your journey in this season of your life. Hey, thanks so much for listening. I'll see you when we come back from Thanksgiving. We'll dive right back in and we'll end strong with our final 3 weeks together. Hey, take care, everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving week. I'll see you soon.